a thing of beauty. UNRootedRC Garage's version of a 5th scale. My first 5th scale and my first petrol car. And it has been a journey getting it to here, boys. So this is a 30 degrees north truck from RC Models. They are brilliant, by the way, RC Models. If you're going to go 5th scale, you're going to go petrol, you need to hook yourself up with those boys. They are so nice. They have helped me on the way. So I've had it now for 10 days, and when these things arrive, they are ready to run. They're not lying, they are ready to run, but I'm just going to take you through what I've done in order to get it ready for, it's almost ready for bashing. Because I just think if you're going to buy one of these things, you need to go and certainly do some of the bits that I've done. Firstly, when it arrives, you need to take all of the differentials out. I don't know what the Chinese put in terms of diff oil, but it ain't diff oil. So I've got a 500k in the middle diff, center diff. I got 100k in the front, and I got 50k in the back. Listen, that's personal preference. That's just above the recommendations from RC Models. However, that is how I drive large RCs. I have had large brushless RCs, and I've done tons of builds, so that suits my driving style. I like to have a lot of steering as I'm powering up out of the corners, and that heavier front diff oil will give me that. And I don't like diffing out when I put my finger down. I like all the power to be going to all the wheels, hence the 500k in the center diff. But anyway, take the diffs apart, put new diff oil in there. What else have I done? So I've got some RC Max UK bead locks, Mad Max wheels, upgraded alloy chassis braces, upgraded alloy top plate. I've got some overwear or covers on my shocks. The shocks came pretty well set up, fairly nice dampening, so I've left them stock. I've got a Crazy Stew's air intake in there. I've got a brace on the servo that powers the accelerator and brake, so there's no movement when you get it. There is movement in that, so there's no movement in that now, so it's a much cleaner response on the servo for the accelerator and the brake. The brakes need to be adjusted, otherwise the front will lock up and you'll just ruin your front differential, your ring and pinion gear. I went with a two-tone body. It's expenditure, you don't need to do it, but I think it looks cool. I went with a Casey Highlights 5th scale light bar. There's a 3S battery inside this light bar, so you don't have any wiring or anything hanging down. It's a beast. It's pretty bright. I've tested it at night. It gives about 50-60 yards, clear as day. I live in Scotland, so if you're going to go bashing after work, it's going to be dusk or dark. So I got a lot of open field, so I don't really worry about running into anything, but I like to see where I'm going. I did 4 heat cycles on the engine, so just idle, setting the idle screw and running it for 15 minutes at a time, and then letting it cool completely. And then I did my first kind of run in the garden, quarter throttle, for 15 minutes. And then I did 20 minutes on my driveway. I've got a long driveway here, 1 kilometre long, so just up and down that for 20 minutes rolling off and on the throttle. Still just the little fuely 29cc motor and the stock tuned pipe. It's very loud, very loud. Some outerwear on the engine, on the pull start, is a must if you're going to go bashing. What else have I done? God, it doesn't sound like much, but it's taken a while to get here. But I'm really liking where we're at. It is a beast. It really is a beast. Stock servos. I like the servos. Stock servos. Everything else is stock. I'm not going to go a big alloy build on this. I probably will upgrade to a Zenoa engine, 32cc eventually. But for now, it's plenty of power, it's plenty of fun. Just trying to think if there's anything else. I cover all the plastics, by the way, in GT85. I've always done it. It works its way into the plastics. I leave it on overnight on all the plastics, and it just helps them stay supple, helps them keep their colour. It's good for cleaning, it's good for lubrication. When all 4 of the wheels came off, I obviously lubed up all of the bearings, because there wasn't much lube on the bearings, and I ran over all of the drive shafts with a nice bit of GT85 as well. It's got the wideners. I think they're Area RC axle wideners, so she's wide. I think it's an extra 20mm each side, so 40mm overall, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm using my Spectrum DX6, so I've changed out the transmitter and receiver. I got a kill switch in there. I think it's Super B kill switch, LED kill switch, which I have soldered into the kill switch on the engine. It's just the best way to do it. I didn't use the little crocodile clips that come with it. I just soldered it on there, so it's completely bash proof. It just sounds so cool running. This is my first petrol car, and man, I think I'll definitely possibly build a 2-wheel drive hybrid using the RC Max UK kit when I make a ton of money, because it's super expensive. And I think I'll definitely build a few boats with a petrol motor in. It's just so much fun. I had a problem with the I was running it so rich. I'm no good at tuning. I'm going to learn. I'm learning. I was running it very rich, so I totaled the spark plug that came with it. It was a cheapy spark plug, so I bought some of these NGK Sparkies. They're much better, much stronger spark, and it runs beautifully. So I can't think of everything else. There's probably other things that I've done, but anyway, it was just a quick look at my beast. Truck's name is Big Ginge. That's awesome, honestly. I just sit in here having a glass of wine some evenings and looking at it. So cool. Still got some big stuff on the shelf, big boats to run this summer. There's a gap there that's going to be filled soon. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it is a boat. So yeah, UNRootedRC Workshops is still here. It's the winter, so we're going to bash this thing. Winter's only good for 2 things: building and bashing, and maybe some working out. So all I've been doing is building this thing and humping them kettlebells around. But anyway, that is the beast. I hope you're all well, and running video coming soon.